All right, today we're going to start a new unit on early American explorers. Does anybody know why it is important to learn about explorers? Have you ever heard of an explorer? I bet some of you in here have heard of one particular one. Her name is Dora. She's got a friend named Boots. And what does Dora and Boots do? Mason? And what are they looking for?
Treasure! Gold.
Okay, what does Dora and Boots usually use when they go on their explorations, Wyatt?
A map.
A map. And do you know, hundreds of years ago, they didn't have maps. Nobody knew how to explore and where to go and things like that. These men explored and found this new land all by themselves without even using a map. Today we're going to go on our own exploration. We're going to learn about a couple of explorers, probably some you've heard of, probably some you've never heard of. First, I want us to think about the word explore. Think about the word exploration. Think about the word explorer. Not so much Dora, but the other explorers that explored hundreds of years ago. We're going to create a word cloud using our Menti and our Chromebooks. And I want you to think of a word or a phrase that comes to mind when you think of explore or exploration or just the word explore. It could be a phrase or it could be just one word. Okay? Who remembers when you make a word cloud, what happens in the word cloud? JD?
There's one main word and it gets bigger and bigger.
Why does it keep getting bigger and bigger?
Because everybody's typing it.
Okay, if the word is being used more than once, that word is going to get bigger and bigger. And we're going to see what our word is. Because do we all think of exploration and explorers the same way?
No, ma'am.
No, everybody has their own little idea of what it means. So go ahead and get on your Chromebooks. Go to Menti. Remember, it's MENTI. And type in the code, but don't answer yet. Don't answer yet. Mason, can you read the question for me?
What word comes to mind when you think of explorer, and exploration?
Okay, you can type a word or you can type a phrase. Go ahead and start typing and let's see what kind of word cloud we come up with. Once you type enter, look at the word cloud and see if you see your word or your phrase that you chose. Has everybody entered? Okay, so obviously a lot of us put in what word?
History.
History. But some other words I see are adventure, looking for something, maps, wandering, water and land, boats, Hernando de Soto, voyage, world map, lots and lots of good words. Why do you think history is the biggest word up there, Jamian?
Because once you look at Hernando de Soto and you look at other things as well, you always see that they did things that involved history, like let's say if you're looking for treasure, then that has something to do with history. But
can you tell me what is history? When you keep saying the word history, what is history?
I don't know.
What do you think history is?
I think history is about people who explored in the 1700s.
In the 1700s? Okay, Holly, what do you think history is?
Something important that happened in the past.
And why is it important for us to even know history, Anna?
If you don't know history, then you're not gonna, all the bad things are gonna keep on coming back.
Yes, we have to learn from our mistakes, don't we? What do you think the explorers have to do with the history? Jackson?
The explorers, they have to do with history because they explored a long time before there was even cars or anything like that. They had to explore this unknown land that they just find.
All this land that they found. Very good. Before we go on, I want to talk about the real definition of explore. We have our own. A lot of people said adventure, looking for something, searching, things like that. This is the real definition that's in the dictionary. Can anybody read the definition for me? Trinity?
The action of traveling in or through an unfamiliar area in order to learn about it.
Trinity, do you know what the word unfamiliar means?
Unfamiliar means a place somewhere that you don't know.
Have you ever been someplace that you didn't know and you kind of had to explore it out?
Yes, ma'am.
Where? Where have you been that you had to kind of explore? Can you think of a place?
Texas.
Texas. You was a brand new place you've never been before, but other people had been before you, right? So they knew about Texas. They've drawn maps of Texas. They've done all these things, but it was new to you. You were exploring Texas. The explorations that we're talking about today are exploring where people had no idea. Some of them didn't even know the land was there. What are some other words that mean the same thing as explore? These are called synonyms. Who can read some of the synonyms that mean the same thing? Wyatt?
And I can invent,
Investigation.
study,
Survey.
research, inspection,
Examination.
examination,
Scrutiny.
scrutiny. I can't.
Observation. All of those things mean the same as explore. Just like when Trinity went to Texas and JD went to Disney World, they had to investigate, they had to explore, they had to go study and find things and observe. The same thing the explorers did hundreds and hundreds of years ago. I want you to go ahead and close your Chromebook. And I want you to talk to your table about this first question. What purpose would a person want or need to explore? And I want you to think back hundreds of years ago. Not today, because we all know about Texas. Lots of us have been to Texas. Lots of us have been to Disney World. But I want you to think about those people hundreds of years ago where they hadn't been to these places. Why would they go there? What is the purpose of their explorations? I'm going to give you about 30 seconds to talk to your table. Go.
They were going to explore to find gold, and they were going to find new land and new things to explore.
And if we didn't know about history, we couldn't go places, and we wouldn't know places to go. Like, say you wanted to go on vacation, you wouldn't know of a nice place to go.
Let me hear from this group. Tell me what you think the purpose of some explorations are.
We said that they need to explore because if they didn't know about it, so they kind of had to explore the land. And if they didn't know about it today, back in the hundreds of years ago, then we probably wouldn't know about it. So we just thought maybe people needed to explore.
Okay. Carlasia, what do you think they went on their explorations for?
Well, maybe they probably went explore to find land or treasure,
What kind of treasures do you think they were looking for?
like rubies and gold.
Wouldn't you love to go on an exploration and find rubies and gold? But hundreds of years ago, they did go looking for things like that. But they also went looking for spices, things like cinnamon and peppers and salt and things like that. That was making these countries rich. They needed to find all these spices. All right, another table talk I want you to do with your table. I want you to just think of some explorers. Explorers that you've heard of, explorers that you've seen maybe on TV, if you watch the History Channel. Just talk about some of the explorers. And go.
They have Christopher Columbus.
Hernando de Soto is one. Do you know what he did? Yep. Do you know, have you ever been to a parish called De Soto Parish? That's in Louisiana. He explored lots and lots of parts of Louisiana. If you can hear me, clap once. If you can see me, clap twice. All right, let me tell you a couple of words, names that I heard. I heard De Soto. I heard Amerigo Vespucci. I heard Christopher Columbus. I heard a couple of other ones. Mostly I heard Christopher Columbus. Raise your hand if you can tell me why you think I heard that name all the time. Jaimian, why do you think?
Because he was the one that sailed across the world a lot to find gold and spices and things.
Yes, he sure did. All right, before we begin, because we're going to learn about Christopher Columbus together, and then you're going to learn about different explorers with your table group. But first, let's talk about what is our objective for today. Carter, can you read what our learning targets and our objectives are today?
Yes, ma'am. I can explain why people explore new lands. I can tell the differences between early explorers and their explorations.
Okay, so we're going to talk about why they explored. We're going to find and research why these explorers came to the New World, what they found, what were they looking for, and did they even find what they were looking for? Did all explorers find what they were actually looking for? No, they kind of failed. Bump, bump. They kind of failed. Some of them had successes, some of them had failures. Look right there. I need to know and understand how America came to be so that I fully understand our country's history. Why do we need to know about these explorers? Deshaun?
These explorers found this land. At first, it was just nobody really even knew about it. It was just there, and when they explored it, people started coming, and now it's America.
And more people started coming to this great land that all these people were finding. And now look at the world today. I want to do just a brief introduction, and then we're going to talk more about Columbus. I want you to look at this globe right here. Most of the early explorers came from Europe, which is right here. And then they wanted those spices like Carlasia was talking about. They had to come way over here to China and India. That's where most of it was. They had a trade route. They would just come across this land, go to China and India, and they'd trade back and forth. They'd get their spices, kept going back and forth. And then at one point in time, a long time ago, there was a war. And they were fighting. They were fighting, and they blocked the trade route, and they couldn't get there. But they still wanted those gold and those spices, so they thought, well, we can't follow the trade route to get there. We know we're going to have to sail. We're going to take a voyage. So most of them ended up going all the way around Africa, all the way down, and then up here to India. It was a long trip. Look where they used to go, from Europe to here, just straight across. And now they had to sail all the way around. They were going all the way around up into India.
And then sometime it reaches the Indian Ocean.
The Indian Ocean is over here. That's correct. So Christopher Columbus had been doing that, and he decided he needed those spices. He wanted to find a different way to go there. He said, we've heard the earth is round. Surely everybody's trying to go east to get there. If we go west, we'll find it. We'll just zoom around the earth, and there it will be. So he started his voyages. He started going west, trying to get to India to get those spices, and hit some land. When he got there, he was like, woohoo, we made it to India. There were people already there. He called those people Indians because he thought he was in India. But was he really? No, he wasn't. If he had gone all the way around, he would have had to go all the way around, all the way to get there. Would have
took days.
You think just days? Probably would have taken him a long time. But he decided, you know what? I'm going to see it. I'm going to see. They say the world is round. I'm going to go west. Surely I'm going to hit India. Okay? But he did hit something, but it wasn't India. It was a place that was known then as the New World. And if you look up here, it says in 1492, Christopher made his famous voyage and charted a course to the New World. But I have the words New World in quotation marks. Why do you think they're in quotation marks? Let's see, who haven't I heard from? Drew.
Because it wasn't really a new world.
What do you mean it wasn't really a new world?
Because if people were already on the world, that means they could already explore and know where everything is.
Right, somebody was already there, so somebody had found it before him, huh? But Christopher Columbus claimed that as being the New World, thought he was in India, named those people that were there Indians, and then more and more people started coming to the New World and finding different places that were near there. We're going to watch a video of Christopher Columbus. There are 4 questions I want you to think of when you're watching the video. I want you to think of, where is he from? Where was he born? Who did he sail for? I want you to find out what was his purpose. Why was he exploring? Kind of just told you with the map, but we're going to have to write that down. Did he succeed or did he fail in his purpose? And then the last thing is going to be a picture of a representation of Christopher Columbus and his exploration. This is a graphic organizer, so we can get our thoughts together and get it on paper. Now, I'm going to give you this just so you can see the 4 questions, but I don't want you to write on this one. This is the one you're going to write on when you're doing your own exploration. But I want you to know the questions while we're looking at the Christopher Columbus video. Okay? Pierre, could you give one to everybody? Can you do that quickly for me? Thank you, sir. All right, who can tell me the first question you're going to be listening for? Anna?
Where is he from and for which country did he explore?
All right, what's another question you're going to look for, Chloe?
Why did he explore?
Why did he explore? What's the purpose of his exploration? Do you know another question we're going to be looking for, Macy?
What are his successes and what are his failures?
Yes, because sometimes they succeeded, but sometimes they didn't. Sometimes they failed. And then the last thing is just a picture that you can use to represent Christopher Columbus. All right, ready to listen for the answers for me? All right, here we go.
Columbus landed in the Bahamas in 1492 and made 3 more trips to the New World, including a visit to Cuba.
All right, so here is our copy of the Freyer model. Now, some of the questions we had talked about earlier, some were in the video. Who knows where Christopher Columbus was born? Tishawn?
Europe.
He was born in Italy. That's where he was born. So when you're looking for your explorer and you're doing your research, you need to find where he was born. Who did he sail for? Because he didn't sail for Italy. He sailed for someone else. Drew, do you know?
The king.
The king of what? All right. He actually, do you know?
He sailed to Spain.
Yes, he did. He sailed for Spain. What was the purpose of his exploration, JD?
He wanted to get spices.
He wanted those spices. Why do you think he wanted those spices?
He wanted to give it to Spain because he was getting like gold, like money. But they had like gold.
Riches. We're just going to put all those things into one big sum of riches. He was looking for those riches. But remember, at that time, he couldn't go straight to India. And everybody was going all the way around Africa. So where did he want to go or try? Mason?
Around the whole world.
He wanted to go west.
And then make a whole trip around the whole world.
Did he have any idea how long it was going to take him to go west to find India? No. And he went, where did he end up?
North America. No,
Close by Cuba, close to, right by the Bahamas. But did he know that's where he was? No. There were people. He thought he was in India. Was that a success or a failure? That was one of his failures. He did not find India. You're correct. Did he have a success?
Yes.
What was his success, Carter?
He found new land.
He did find new land, what he considered to be new land. And pretty much Christopher Columbus, when he found where the Bahamas were, he became known as the person who discovered America. But did he really discover America? No. Leif somebody? People call us like Leif. Sometimes his name is Leif Erikson. But some people call him Leif. They have different pronunciations of his name. All right, if I was going to draw a picture that represents Christopher Columbus' exploration, what could I draw? Jamian?
You would draw a picture of him with a hat on, like they showed on the video with some
Okay. He had a funny looking hat on, didn't he? Any picture that makes you remember Christopher Columbus, you could put right there in that spot. Okay? Today you're going to have your own explorer. Your table will have an explorer. Do you think I'm going to give you Christopher Columbus?
No.
No, we've pretty much gone over those answers, so I won't give you Christopher Columbus. I'm going to give you a different one. Let me tell you a little bit about the research. You are going to have to present your Explorer. You're going to do research. You'll find it on OnCourse Connect. There's going to be videos. There will be articles for you to read. What do I want to see within your table group, Riley? I want to see some synergizing. How do I know you're synergizing?
When you're talking and working together.
Talking and working together. Do you have to agree with everything your partner at your table says? No. If your partner says something that you don't agree with, what should you say?
I don't agree.
I don't agree or I disagree, but tell them why. You all have your Chromebooks. You're all going to be looking at the articles. I don't want all the videos going at the same time. So if you are a red desk, raise your hand. All right, that's the Chromebook I want to be showing the video. So you'll kind of have to get around so that one video will be showing for your Explorer. Okay? Now, as you're filling out your Frayer model, because you have your own Frayer model on your desk, as you're filling it out, who can tell me some things that I am going to look for to know that you know what you're doing and you've learned about your Explorer? Riley, what am I going to look for? I want neat handwriting. What else should I be looking for, Wyatt?
Good text evidence from the article.
Good text evidence from the article. I want to see that you've read the articles and you found the information. How am I going to know that your group has done your work correctly and you know about your Explorer? JD?
Good presentation.
Yes, at the very end, your group is going to have 1 minute to explain and present your Explorer. We're first going to have to pull for our Explorers. I've got 6 Explorers. I want Daniel, pick one. And tell your table. Holly, pick one. All right, I want to see synergy and go.
No.
Actually, your guy, Leif Erikson, went before Christopher Columbus.
Yeah.
You know, growing up, you probably learned that he was the first one, but he really wasn't. Class, class, class.
Yes, yes, yes.
Just push pause on your video for a second. Most of your videos should be done or almost done. There are articles to read. There are usually more than one article on your person's assignment and on course. Go through as a group and read those articles to find the information of the answers to these questions, okay?
Aaron sailed to Norway where King Olaf had converted.
Wait, is that a success?
He was named after Satan.
But that ended up making her getting fame for today.
But guess what the name of his book was?
What?
The Travels of Marco Polo.
Oh yeah, I did see that in that video.
You saw it in the video? And you know what? Guess when Christopher Columbus went traveling, guess what he did? Guess what he had with him? The book of Marco Polo's travels.
Wait, who had it?
Christopher Columbus. If you can hear me, clap once. If you can see me, clap twice. If you can hear me, go back to your own chair with your own Chromebook and close your Chromebook. All right, when we do our presentations, short and sweet, you got about 1 minute to give us the information that you learned about your Explorer. This is just a small tidbit of what you're going to learn about each of these Explorers. Drew, do you have a question? Oh, you ready to go? All right, well, let's start with Drew. Drew, you and your partner, come on.
Where is Magellan from? Good question, Miles. He was born in Salvarosa, Portugal. Miles, where did he explore?
That's a good question, Drew. He explored South America.
He explored because he was looking for riches, or you could say gold. He and his men traveled 4,000 miles to find all his riches or his gold.
I drew a picture of him dying by the Mississippi River, and he's reaching at his men saying goodbye.
All right, very good. Give them a round of applause.
Marco Polo was born in Venice. He explored for China.
He explored for land and sometimes just traveled. JD, what do you have?
Oh, there's one.
His success was he wrote a book, and the failure was he was on a boat for 24 years.
Parks and Leon explored to find. He found many riches and land.
Some of his successes and failures are: a fail is he did not find the fountain of youth. A success is he got famous. And another success, he sailed with Columbus.
All right, well, let's give them some snaps. All right, class.
Yes, yes, yes.
For the next couple of weeks, we're going to be looking at all of these explorers and some we didn't even talk about today. We're going to learn lots about them. We are going to get on Google Earth and find their routes. We're going to do all those interesting things about these explorers. But who can tell me, why is it important for us to learn these explorers? Tell me again, Carter.
Once you get older and you have kids and they don't know what to do on their social studies homework.
So you can help them with their homework. But just you as a kid, why is it important for you to know about explorers and our history?
So you know what happened then and now.
Okay.
It might happen.
When I think of explorers and I think of these 6 that y'all talked about and researched today, they kind of all fit together, kind of like a puzzle piece. Why are explorers kind of like a puzzle piece? Peyton?
So like you kind of need to know about your explorers because it's like what happened in the past and in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And why it's like a puzzle piece is because when you put them all together, it's like the piece of like the world that like what happened in the past.
Exactly. Would it be smart for us to just learn about one explorer? No. And that's it? No, you need all these explorers to kind of fit together because it all comes together. All right, so today our exit ticket. Before you can leave my class, you're going to have to answer an exit ticket. And the exit ticket is, what is the importance of exploration or exploring or explorers? Now, listen carefully. We're going to do our exit ticket on a flip grid. You're going to need your headphones. There's lots of talking going on. When you upload your flip grid, others may listen, but you need to have your headphones because we can't all have those going on at one time. Okay? I want to walk around and I want to hear what some of your videos are saying. You have to answer that question in 30 seconds. Are you going to push record the minute you open your on-course assignment for your exit ticket?
You have to read
No. You need to think about what you're going to say first because you only have 30 seconds to say it. Okay? And I want to know what is the importance of learning about exploration. This is a huge unit. We're going to be spending lots of time on this. It's on course as the exit ticket. Think about what you're going to say. The importance of learning about exploration. All right, class.
Yes.
If you have not push submit and close your Chromebook. Push submit and close your Chromebook. All right, and we're going to watch just a few of them just to see what they think the importance of learning about exploration. All right, let's see.
If you didn't learn about your explorers' explorations, you wouldn't know about your history.
Actually, it's important to learn about exploration because if you don't know what exploration, or if you don't learn about it, then it's going to be hard to know where you are about this land and who found it first.
All right, very good. So, I'm going to look at all of your exit tickets to see why you think learning about exploration is important. For the next couple of weeks, we're going to dig deeper into these 6 explorers, but we're going to dig into some other ones too. I want you to research. When you're at home, Google. No, not right now. Google. You come up with some explorers, we'll search them too. We'll learn about them. That way we can know more about our history.